I'm Dr. Lenora Coleman. Welcome to the Diabetes Prevention Program. Today, we're going to talk about how to track your foods. Tracking your foods is so important. I want you to get into the habit of actually starting to record or write down or input into your cell phone everything that you're eating. So this is a great session. I want you to pay attention because this is something that I'm going to have you do every day, actually for the rest of your life until you get to your weight loss goals. So tracking your food every day, we know, can help you prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Now this session, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the purpose of tracking. We're going to tell you how to track your foods and how to make sense of food labels. It's very important that before you eat something, you turn it over and look at the back of it, and that's where your nutrition food facts label is. And so we're going to talk about how you can read that label today. So once we do this session, then again, you're going to have to come up with a new action plan because you're going to start adding this tracking your foods to your daily activities. So here's a couple of tips. Try to track your foods every day. Get into the habits of thinking about what you're eating. And you're going to be tracking over time not only what you eat, but when you eat. Because when you eat is also as important as what you eat. You don't want to eat late at night because we know that once you eat right before bed, for instance, you'll go to sleep and all of those calories don't get burned off. So you need to not only track what you eat, but you got to track when you eat. And then you can start with how much you eat after that. So we're going to then have you start looking at portion sizes. Portions are very important. A lot of you think you're not eating that much, but when you actually start to measure it or weigh it, you realize you're eating way more than you thought you did. And the more you eat, the more calories you're taking in. So let's talk about Sally. Sally is an African American female. She is at risk for type 2 diabetes, as are many African American females. In fact, we know as part of our diabetes prevention program that about 86 million people in this country actually have this pre-diabetes and therefore are at risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Now, Sally wants to lose about 15 pounds. And you know, 15 pounds can get you into one dress size versus another dress size. So 15 pounds is a great goal. She's been trying to eat better and more healthy each week. And after about a month, Sally tells her friend Tina that she's really frustrated. She hasn't lost any weight. Well, Tina's actually surprised by this, and Tina asked her to describe what she ate the day before. Most of us can remember what we ate yesterday. So Sally tells her friend Tina what she thinks she had. Now, we're going to look through a table in a few minutes, and it's going to look at what Sally thought she ate and then what she actually ate. And we're going to look at the extra calories that Sally actually took in yesterday. So let's start with breakfast. Now, what Sally thinks she had was a bowl of cereal with some milk. The cereal was 100 calories, the milk was 100 calories, that's 200 calories. But what she actually had was the cereal and the milk, which is 150, but the milk she drank was not low-fat milk or skim milk, it was whole milk. So that was another 150 calories. And then she had coffee. Most of us don't even think about what we drink every day, but she had coffee with her breakfast, which many of us have, and in that coffee, she put in a tablespoon of whole milk, and she put in 2 teaspoons of sugar. So that now added, that coffee was another 50 calories. So instead of her only taking in 200 calories, she ended up taking in 350 calories, which was 150 extra calories for her breakfast. Now let's look at lunch. What Sally thought she had was a ham sandwich and an apple. And so the ham sandwich was 150 for the bread, 200 for the ham, and then 150 for the mayonnaise. Then she had the apple, which was 50, which is great. Apples are really a great addition to your lunch and also a great snack. So her lunch total was about 550. But this is what Sally really had. She had 1.5 cups of, she had a sandwich made of 2 slices of bread, 6 ounces of ham, and 1.5 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Then she had her median apple, which was 50, but she forgot to add in the iced tea with sugar. A lot of us here, I'm in the South, I'm here in Atlanta, a lot of us are drinking sweet tea. I talk to my patients all the time about trying to pull that out of their diet, because that sweet tea with that sugar in it is another 150 calories. So instead of having 550 calories, which is what she thought she actually had 700 calories for her lunch, which was an additional 150 calories. Now, Sally forgot that she actually had a snack yesterday. She had a granola bar, and that granola bar was 200 calories, and then she had another cup of coffee, which was 50, so that's 250 calories that she forgot to add into her calorie total. Now let's talk about dinner. She had a salad for 100, mashed potatoes for 100, and a piece of fish for 200, and her dinner total was actually 400. That's what she thought she ate. But in fact, she had the mashed potatoes, but she forgot that 100 calories of butter that she put on top of the mashed potatoes. The fish was 200, but then again, she had that 8 ounces of iced tea with sugar, which was an additional 75 calories. So instead of eating 400 calories, which is what she thought she ate, she actually ate 675 calories, which was 275 extra calories. Now, all of us love dessert. Sally had some dessert yesterday. She had what she thought was a small bowl of ice cream at 175 calories, but in fact, she had a cup of ice cream, and that was 320 calories. So ice cream is full of calories. That's an extra 145 calories. So Sally actually took in an extra 970 calories yesterday. So this is why she's not losing weight, because what she thinks she's taking in is way less than what she's actually taking in. So now let's talk about tracking your food. There are ways to find out how much you eat. I suggest all of you go out and buy some measuring spoons, some measuring cups, because you need to start measuring your food until you know what it looks like. A kitchen scale can help. Food labels is a way to be able to measure, and then use your calculator on your cell phone to be able to add up what you're taking in. And ways to record what, when, and how much you eat. The old-fashioned way is to use a spiral notebook and just write things down. I'm a real advocate of a smartphone app. They're actually free. They can be right there on your phone. And so as you're eating throughout the day, you can record it on your phone right away. Taking a photo of your food is a good idea, especially if you're working with a dietitian, so that they can look at your portion sizes, because portions are very important in terms of you cutting back on your calories. Ultimately, you're going to have to write down the details of what you're eating into some type of food log. Now, there are everyday objects that you can use which will help you sort of figure out serving size. So 2 tablespoons is basically as much as a ping pong ball. 1 ounce of cheese is basically 4 dice. 3 ounces of meat or poultry is basically, look at the palm of your hand or a deck of cards. 1/4 a cup is a golf ball. 1/2 cup is a tennis ball. A cup is a baseball. A medium baked potato is about the size of a computer mouse. A medium apple is about the size of a tennis ball, and a medium waffle is about the size of a CD. Now, if you think about what you're eating and compare it to those objects that I just went through, you can see that you're probably eating larger portions than you need to be eating. So again, hands and serving size, you can use your hands to eyeball a serving size. You always got your hands with you, right? So about 3 ounces is about the size of your palm. A tablespoon is the size of your thumb. A teaspoon is the top part of your thumb. About a cup is your fist. That's a cup of something. When you're looking at the serving of fruit, it's about the size of a small apple, and about 1/4 a cup is what in the palm of your hand. Is that what you would do if you were saying having some walnuts or some almonds? So your hand can be very helpful for you to be able to quickly kind of measure your serving sizes. Now, food labels are critical. It's very important that you learn to read the nutrition facts. Now, the good news is that there are nutrition fact labels on almost every food that we eat, so that's good. So we're going to start with the very top of that nutrition facts, and that is your serving size. So in this example that you see here on the slide, we're looking at a serving size of 1 cup. All right, and in this thing that we're about to eat, which is a label for macaroni and cheese, there are 2 servings in this particular item. Now, the calories per serving is 250. So if you eat the whole thing, that's 500 calories. That's where people get messed up all the time. Now, when you're looking at the nutrients that are in this particular product, you're looking at total fat. Total fat is very important. We don't want you to be eating a lot of fat calories. In fact, we would like your fat calories to be between 3 to 5 grams in a particular item. So you can see macaroni and cheese has a lot of fat in it. Also, I want to bring your attention to the cholesterol is 30 milligrams. The sodium is 470 milligrams. We also want you to limit that. We don't want you to be eating a lot of salt or cholesterol. In fact, you're only supposed to have 1,500 milligrams of salt per day. So you've got to start adding up your sodium content. And then for those of you who have prediabetes, we really need to worry about total carbohydrates. In this particular product, because it's pasta, macaroni, right, and cheese, that total carbohydrate is actually 31 grams. The dietary fiber is 0. We actually want fiber in the foods that we eat, so we want to have some fiber, and the protein is 5 milligrams. It also gives you some vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin A, calcium, and iron, but those are usually very small percentages of your total daily allowance. Most of you need to be using a multiple vitamin every day to get in your full total daily allowance. Now, let's make some more sense of food labels. These numbers refer to the sample label for macaroni and cheese that we saw on the previous size. So again, looking at that serving size, you look at the size of 1 serving. All the other facts on the label are based on that amount. In terms of calories, know the calories that you can eat to help you reach and stay at a healthy weight. So for most women, they're eating somewhere between 1,200 to 1,500 calories a day. For most men, they should be eating somewhere between 1,800 to 2,000 calories per day. So those are what you're looking at in terms of trying to lose weight. And your instructors that you're working with will be able to help you really figure out what is your calorie intake for you to get to your weight loss goal. And then you got to limit those nutrients that we talked about, the fat calories, the cholesterol, and the sodium. So that's all very important. Now, it's important that you get enough of these nutrients. We know that a lot of Americans just do not eat enough fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, or iron. So it's very important to make sure you're eating foods that are rich in those nutrients. For instance, if you're looking at trying to get enough calcium, that helps to strengthen your bones and your teeth. So eating plenty of fiber can help you actually lose weight, and it can lower your cholesterol. So again, these computer apps and smartphone apps, there are websites, all of those are out there for you to be able to use to figure out how to make sense of the food labels, but also to make sure you're getting enough of nutrients in your diet. Now, there are challenges. There are a lot of challenges when you're trying to figure out how to deal with tracking your food and reading your labels. So a lot of you are probably saying to yourself right now, I'm too busy. I don't have time for this. So you got to make time to track. It only really takes a couple of minutes, and you'll get to the point where you're able to do this pretty quickly if you just start doing it today. Some of you may say, I have trouble reading and writing, so get yourself a recorder, one of those little miniature tape recorders. You can use that to record it. Again, take a photo of your food with your cell phone, or ask your coach that you're working with in this class to help you. Help your families and friends can also get in this with you. All of you can try to do this together, and that'll help with you being able to write down and record what you're doing. You keep forgetting. Making tracking part of your daily routine is critical. So as soon as you sit down at the table, when you're looking at your plate, try to track your food right then. Just take a few minutes before you actually pick up the fork and write down and track what is on that plate that you're about to eat. You can set a timer so that might help you. Leave yourself some notes. Again, ask your family and friends to remind you. I don't like to track. Well, none of us like to do that. But you gotta try to figure out what'll make it fun for you. Again, maybe doing a contest between you and your friends, having a call with one of your family members or with your friends to talk about what you ate today and what they ate today, so you can both keep track of it. And again, using those smartphone apps actually is a lot of fun, because they have incentives, they have reminders, they actually do a lot of things to make this a little bit more fun for you in terms of tracking your food intake. Well, I want to thank you so much for your attention today. We hope you enjoyed learning how to track your food. For more information and other modules to help you begin changing your lifestyle, you can go to www.hovhealth.com, or you can call Healing Our Village at 800-788-0941. Take care.